if you haven't done so yet, help me out, everybody. Share this, like this, comment, say good morning, say where you're watching from, how your day is going. But share would really appreciate it. We have about 4:09 as I wrap up my prep for you. And you get your cup of coffee or cup of tea, and then we're going to get this party started. Let's do this. My friends, happy Friday. It's always a good Friday when you are 6 feet above the ground, right? Isn't that just a good reason, to have a good day? And why not? You're 6 feet above the ground. Why wouldn't you have a good day? Because there's going to be some point in time. There's going to be some point in time we are not going to be 6 feet above the ground. Well, some of you maybe 4 feet, maybe 5 feet, but me, 6 feet over is always better than 6 feet under. Hey, for those of you watching for the first time, it's me, Patrick Almond, on the Stop Doing Nothing Media Show. Real quick, a little bit of self promo. Now, we're not going to do a little bit of self promo. We're going to do a lot of self promo. I run a marketing agency called Stop Doing Nothing Media, where we specialize in marketing automation on a brilliant platform that we white label called the Playmakers platform. But if you know, we white label it, we just customize it and make it really good for your business. And I do a show 3 days a week, 9 a.m., Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 a.m. Central. I got to remember the internet's a worldwide place. 9 a.m. Central, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And hey, I actually need a favor from those of you watching. First of all, obviously drop me a comment. Let me know that you're watching and where you're watching from. But also, we're doing something new where I think I may have gotten LinkedIn connected. So I think we're live over on LinkedIn for the first time. So can somebody do me a favor, hop over and find me on LinkedIn? I can't do it right now. I'm focused on this. And let me know that we're live there. And also, just so you know, we're going to start uploading this episode to my podcast, which is a little bit behind. So if you can't watch the entire show, probably be about somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes a day, you can always catch the Stop Doing Nothing podcast. I am in Oklahoma City, middle state, middle of the country, U.S. And like I said, drop me a comment. Let me know. Dude, Anthony, one of my workout buddies, I'm not mistaken. Getting a handshake, getting a hand wave there, Anthony. It's good to see you there, man. Oh, goodness, where was I going? Oh, yeah, like I said, tell me your location. Tell me what kind of week you've been having. My week's had its ups and downs, had some good things happen in business. And things, generally I have to say business is getting better. If you run a business or you're an entrepreneur, let me know how things are going there, and we can cheer you on. Because you know what? We have the technology to cheer you on. All I gotta do is press a special button like this. And we're gonna cheer you on. That's how advanced we are here in the show. What do I got planned for you today? Well, I got some things I want to read to you, and then I want to talk about some things that, usually I tend to focus on motivational or kind of personal development things. In this particular case, I've got some business things I want to talk to you about. For those of you specifically kind of in the middle to startup phase in your business. Stephen, thank you. Thank you very much. My man, Ryan, fist bump. Ryan knows what's going on. But Stephen, thank you for checking me out live on LinkedIn. I really do appreciate that. Man, Ryan, where are you from, man? You do not tell me you are cruising at 40 or 50,000 feet watching the show. You know better than that. You are a smarter man than that. That would be insane. But at the same time, I would be, very, very impressed if you did that. What do we have coming up this weekend? What do we have coming? Oh, first of all, right before this show, I got a buddy of mine, Thomas Keenan, who put out something that he basically reshared something on Facebook he had put out several years ago that I thought was pretty cool. And it said, it never gets easier, but if you show up every day, it will get better. And that is, that's definitely true. Hotel in Naples, that's a great city, man. They've got some great beaches in Naples. I love me some Naples. I stayed at a hotel once in Naples where it was the hotel. My hotel overlooked the pool. There was a bar next to the pool. And then on the other side of the pool was the sand to get to the beach. So it was like paradise all at once. And the cool thing about the bar there is the bar has no set closing time at the hotel. I wish I could remember what hotel it was. But the bar closes when the sun goes down. So like right when the sun is right above the horizon at sunset time, which are beautiful sunsets there, everyone just has a drink in their hand. They're really chill. Not even many people were talking. And they just wait. They just wait for that sun to go right below the horizon off the beach in Naples. And the bartender's like, okay, last call. Let's wrap this up. And that's closing time. So basically their closing time changes throughout the year, which I thought was pretty cool. Hey, Mark, man, it's good to see you. I think this is the first time you've commented. I know we follow each other on Facebook, but man, what time is it over there in the UK? It should be 7, 8, or 9 hours difference, if I'm not mistaken. I really do appreciate that, buddy. If I'm not mistaken, we're kind of commonly connected in the high-level community there. So it's good to see you there. Something else I wanted to read for you before we kind of get into the business stuff and kind of some personal stuff going on is over in my Apple Notes, I remember I had 3:10 p.m. Good stuff, Mark. Thank you. Appreciate that. I wanted to read, for those of you who have never heard it before, something called the Superman Syndrome, which I took in my notes a while back. I was pulling this up. This would be if you ever want the text of this, let me know and I'll email it to you, or I'll show you a link of where to get it. And I wanted to read this to you because I always like to start off with something somewhat uplifting. So this is what I want you to carry forward going into the weekend. What is the Superman syndrome? Okay. It is a series of common behaviors that permit an otherwise normal individual to rise above normality to alter paradigms. What makes a myth key to transforming oneself? To begin, most people have been programmed in school and at home to conform and to grow up and leave their imaginative ways to the children. They are told to go to work bleh, and become a slave, traditional ways, and to live life in the slow lane. The world's visionaries have not been so molded or have altered that made to fit alter that made to fit their needs. That's kind of a weird phrasing there. They have a strong sense of self, often born of willingness to be different. When it is coupled with a mythical mentor that is larger than life, the possibilities open up vast opportunities. Most people are unwilling to play on such an arcane arena, but those who can emulate a hero are destined to more than they thought possible. I've always loved that. It's been a while since I read it, and that popped up in my Apple Notes today as I was preparing my show notes here. And so, if you ever want the text of that, it's a good thing. I have like in my Apple Notes, I have like a whole motivational folder of things that I will go back and read on occasion because there's just so many smart people in the world. You know, obviously classically smart people like Marcus Aurelius and different politicians that we've had in our history. It feels like it's getting, less and less to have brilliant politicians. That's my personal opinion. But I just kind of keep what I call a swipe file. For those of you in marketing, know what that is, a swipe file of just really good quotes like this. And the Superman Syndrome. It had been a long time since I read it, and I wanted to share that with you. How is my week going so far? For those of you that know, and I'm still on a kick here, I kind of cut back on coffee a little bit this week. I'm just always playing with my diet, trying to see what things that I can adjust to basically help me lose weight, build muscle, maintain things like that. And I fell off the wagon Tuesday. I had a couple of cups of coffee. I can't remember where I went Tuesday and why I had coffee. Now it slips me. Is that an age thing? I don't know. But so this week so far, I've only had coffee on Tuesday. Outside of then, it's cup, it's water, it's lots of water and my hydration drinks. Why is my camera not adjusting like it's supposed to? There we go. The camera's adjusting for like that right there. So it's been a very good water week, water and protein kind of week. I've been out and able to get out and do my 3 or 4 miles every single morning, which I would encourage you to do. And for those of you that feel like joining me tomorrow morning in Oklahoma City, downtown, anybody is welcome to come. I'm going to probably be rucking maybe 5 or 10 miles. Probably start up on 23rd Street someplace, ruck through Scissortail Park to South Scissortail Park. You've got those 2 mountains down there, and then turn around and come back up to North 23rd someplace. So anybody is welcome to do it. I don't run. I tried jogging the week previous last week, and I did really good at it. And then my knees were in a lot of pain. You know what I figured out is I'm not getting any younger, and running is not the jam that it used to be. But at the same time, it's really fun, especially there's a military cadence playlist I found, which makes running if I've got a rhythm or a beat going, I can run for a while. I can get through the pain. But yeah, if you're not doing anything and you want to join me downtown, let me know. Either DM me or put it in the comments. And I'll probably put on a weight vest and do 5 or 10 miles, whatever it takes, and get nice and sweaty, and then call it a day and have a pretty chill weekend. That is my goal. That is my goal. And again, for those of you that are tuning in, that you weren't here in the beginning of the show, make sure you let me know where you are watching from and how your week is going, or something good that happened to you. That's what I really want to know. I want to know something good that happened to you, because I want to elevate you. I want to lift you up. And it's good to share. It's good to cheer oneself on occasion. We're always pretty good at cheering ourselves and patting our own backs, but it also feels good to have someone else cheer for you. Let me see. Really, a big shout out to Ryan. I think I want to jump in here. Yeah, you were in the back of my mind here, Ryan. Ryan has a podcast and a YouTube channel about aviation and his lessons and the things he shares as a CFI. So if any of you kind of really geek out on airplanes, please go make sure you subscribe to his YouTube channel. Ryan, share the name of the YouTube channel if you can in the comments here. I can't remember how we met, Ryan. I think we were internet buddies, and then I accidentally ran into you. I think I ran into you like at El Reno or something. There was another airport where I ran into you in person because I had flown there and done some touch and goes, or I was practicing and you were helping a student practice. So our online friendship, two and two, I randomly ran into you there, and then I had the real pleasure of flying to Ryan's hangar, and we actually did a podcast episode like in his hangar, and that was the glorious, geekiest of days for me to get into an airplane, to fly someplace, to record a podcast slash YouTube video, and get in an airplane and fly home. I mean, I was in heaven that day, Ryan. I don't know if I've told you enough just how much fun I had. It's like I would do that all day long. If I just hop around to airports and record YouTube videos and record podcasts, man, that would be a blast. Let me see. Did you put it down here in the comments? Ryan Finn, Anthony, Ryan Finn, Patrick, high level expert. Yeah, Ryan, man, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Ryan, where are you located? Yeah, high level expert. Oh, don't stop. Don't stop. You give me too much credit. High level expert is just another way of saying a super geek in the high level product, and that's what I am. Okay, I today want to talk to you about this is some of you that are dabbling in entrepreneurship or are thinking about doing something in entrepreneurship, and I want to talk to you a little bit about marketing because that's what I do. Is we do digital marketing here at Stop Doing Nothing Media. I just want to give you some tips as you start down your entrepreneurial journey, some things I want you to remember because I've been at this a long time and I have made my share of mistakes. I really, really have in business, especially in marketing. If I could go back to my younger self so what did I do is I left IBM in the end of 1998. I think it was October or November of 1998 is when I started my entrepreneurial journey. And uh, thank you, Stephen. Yeah, you're right. Blessing and a curse there. So I started my entrepreneurial journey in, like I said, at the end of 1998. Kind of didn't I plan for it a little bit, but I was clueless. And I can remember, man, my first 3 months just stumbling and making some outrageous, stupid mistakes. And I really didn't have to, I got lucky in the beginning because I didn't have to really worry about marketing too much. And this is why. Before, one of the reasons it kind of kicked me into being an entrepreneur is I had a company that wanted me to come contract with them. So it was like basically I was given like my first big contract even before I started off on my entrepreneurial journey. So the concept of having a website and marketing and dealing with that, first day out of the gate, that was not an issue I had. And that was a good thing, yes. And it was a bad thing because I didn't learn for a while how to do marketing correctly. It took me, it really did. And I'm embarrassed to say that I made some pretty bad mistakes in the world. But I want to pay it forward. I want to lift you on my shoulders if you're someone who is in marketing. And now that I've got some marketing friends on here, I want to hear some of your I want to hear that whether or not that you're kind of jiving with what I'm putting out here. So I made a list this morning. So some things to consider are what you need in your marketing. And remember, if you need help with this, blatant plug right here, we are Stop Doing Nothing Media. Text me at the number. Oh, by the way, you can also text me if you can't comment on Facebook. There's my texting number is right down there on the screen, 405-217-4752. And I will keep an eye on the texting, on the texting software that comes in. Okay, what do you need in your marketing? If you are someone who is getting ready to sell something, aim for simplicity, okay? Don't get too deep into the weeds. When I started dabbling into marketing, I learned about these things called, business plans and marketing plans and all the templates. I remember downloading these templates of marketing plans, and they were just pages and pages of deep analysis, market analysis, profit planning, 3-month projections, 6-month projections, 9-month projections, 24-month projections. The marketing plans that I first started digging into when I decided to get into some marketing were just outrageous. And the further along I got in business, the more I realized that I just really, really have to use the KISS method, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid for me, and not overcomplicate my marketing. So these days I really do shoot for a very simple list of goals for myself when it comes to marketing and for my clients when it comes to marketing. And I want to be aspirational. I want to do big, amazing things, but and we have to be very nimble. That's actually one of my points. An accidental segue there is we have to be very nimble in this world. In the world of digital marketing, which is the arena in which I play, things change daily. Things like SEO, algorithms, what are the good, website builders, what's good for marketing automation, how the ad platforms work. So this is where it helps to keep your marketing plan simple and also for you to learn how to be flexible and nimble on this. So if you're somebody who's starting a business, let's say, for example, you're going to start a consulting, any kind of consulting business, or I've got a prospect right now who's down in Texas, who's a fitness business. You really want to kind of put your stake in the ground, decide on a way to market something and plan something, and stick to that for a month. Come up with a way to measure it before and afterwards, and then pivot if it doesn't work. Be careful about comparing your marketing to someone else's marketing. If you've ever been involved in an online conversation with me, when somebody puts up a post like, my emails get this click-through rate or this open sets of images, I mean, your marketing cannot compare to my marketing. And that's not an egotistical thing. That's the thing is we're not measuring the same thing. So if I was to say, oh, my average ad click-through rate is 5%, and you start comparing your ads to my ads, you will either feel very boastful and egotistical because your click rate is 6 or 7%, or you'll feel inferior because yours may be down to 1 or 2%. That's why the comparison is bad. What's the phrase? Comparison is a thief of joy. There we go. Comparison is a thief of joy in this particular area, okay? And what I tell people in their marketing is if you're going to be measuring things, establish a baseline as to how well your business is performing, or your marketing is doing, or your conversion is happening, or your click rates are happening, and then iteratively improve on that. And I would like to hear from my marketing friends in the comments here. Is that the way you kind of see it also? Is I don't like to see, at least in the marketing world, people comparing themselves to other people. We're all on different missions. I mean, you may be seeing me live streaming right now, and then, like I said, this will turn into a podcast, and this is live. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, your favorite platform, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, 2 Facebook pages, Facebook profile, or LinkedIn. That's where I'm live right now. I tried doing the Instagram thing this morning, but it didn't pan out very well. I'm about ready to give up on X. Elon Musk is pissing me off. He may put out some really cool cars, but that guy is just resharing some real crap out there. And regardless of which side of politics you're on, that guy is sharing some blatant, false, and fake information. And I've got a couple of buddies of mine who have dropped off Twitter or /X, and I'm thinking about doing it too. But I digress. Make sure you are comparing your marketing today to your marketing from yesterday, or your marketing this week from your marketing in a previous week, okay? That's something that will really, and if you do that along with keeping your marketing simple, you will really help yourself. You'll keep yourself sane too, but you'll really help yourself progress faster, especially if you're nimble and flexible. And when I say nimble and flexible, I'm going to kind of go into some things here. Don't have too many payment options or too many products to sell, okay? You really need maybe 1, maybe 2 products to sell. And I have been in the boat where I had, all these different kind of plans. Do you want A? Do you want plan A? Do you want plan B? Do you want plan C? Do you want plan A plus part of B? Do you want plan C plus part of B plus a little bit of A? And I have, fortunately, over the years, I have simplified and offered less and less things and basically told people, this is what we do here at my agency. Take it or leave it. I don't, obviously say it that crass or that rude, but if you're going to sell something or offer something for sale, keep it simple. Keep your pricing simple. And then when people come to you and they say, well, I know you want all the stuff we do. If people come to you and want to price negotiate with you, when people do that in business and they come to you, so they want all the stuff you're doing, but they're like, can you knock off 5% or 10%? You just have to go back to them and say, okay, well, out of all these things that you said you wanted, which ones are you going to cut away? If we do that, The real answer is no, we're not going to do it. Here's our package. If you want it cheaper, go someplace else. And that we could do a whole show on how you don't want cheap clients. And I'm sure my marketing friends would agree with me there, how you don't want cheap clients. So keep your prices premium, but keep your pricing simple. If you were to come right now to work with us, I can tell you right now, we offer 2 primary plans, and then we have a really, really big high level, no pun intended, a really big high level plan if you have really big, massive dreams. Very few people buy into that one. Most people go into our middle plan when it comes to our agency offerings. So I keep it really, really simple. What we do is simple, and how we price it is very, very simple. Lead generation. If you are somebody who is going to be selling something online, whether it's retail or any kind of service-based business, please start on your lead generation from day one. Lead generation, what does that mean? Well, a lead is somebody who likes what you say or what you do, and they might become a paying client at some point in time in the future. And so you need to have a way in your marketing to constantly be telling people, hey, here's how you can get some free information from me in exchange from an email address or a phone number, okay? Lead generation is just a big part of the internet these days, and you really want to be building up your email list, from day one when you go into business. So please make sure you learn about lead generation. If you want some more information about it, comment below or DM me on Facebook or text us 405-217-4752, and I will get you some information. It's pretty easy these days to do lead generation. I would also encourage you to come up with multiple ways to communicate with people. This is, again, part of a list that I made here of things that I've made a mistake for. And what I mean is, by our default business communication these days is all email, right? But I have learned that I'm getting much better responses, and people are willing to move much faster, for example, if I contact them by text. So, there are times where I've done business with people and negotiated things and done it completely over text message. No emails at all. That's just the world we live in. And then WhatsApp is another one. So the marketing platform, what I call my Playmakers platform, can do all three. It can actually do more, but those are the 3 primary ones: email, obviously, text messaging, and WhatsApp. So make sure that you just allow multiple ways for people to get a hold of you, and be willing to be flexible. I mean, if somebody wants to text you and negotiate a $5,000 deal, do not turn them down. You can send your payment forms via text message. You can send your documents and contracts via text message. Like I said, there's a client that I just onboarded, I think yesterday, and I'm not sure he's ever emailed me back. I've emailed him stuff, but when I heard the possibility he might become a lead, I got his number. I texted him, and we've been texting back and forth, 2 or 3 days ever since then, ever since our Zoom call. So just be willing to be flexible in that area. Our Playmakers platform, like I said, obviously does all 3: email, text message, and WhatsApp. If I'm not mistaken, things like WhatsApp are more popular overseas, where text messaging costs money, and WhatsApp is a little bit more popular there because it obviously runs over Wi-Fi, and it's basically a free download. Make sure you have multiple ways to communicate with your clients, okay? And also make sure you have an easy way for people to book time with you. You've heard of apps like Schedule Once, Calendly, Acuity. Those are a necessity to me. Those are very necessary apps if you're somebody who offers your time in exchange for money. And by time, I mean your consulting time. I'm not a big fan of hourly consulting. That's something else I've learned over the years. And I just don't like that work anymore. I like having a fixed retainer personally with our clients here at the agency. I used to sell my time, my time for dollars, but as I've gotten better over the years, I realized that, number one, that's going to be very expensive for somebody, and number two, it's just really hard because then people become really picky with you counting your time. I mean, how you have to track your time if you go hourly, and I am well past my career and my way of running my business, where I'm going to track my time hourly and then give somebody a report that says it took, zero point 0.5 hours to work on this, and 0.75 hours to work on this, and 1.3 hours to work on that. That's some bullshit right there, okay? We are not doing that anymore. I am well past that, and I want you to get past that as soon as possible. So kind of a quick recap here. Be Keep your offering simple and your pricing simple, okay? Don't get, when you're talking to somebody about what you offer also, don't get too deep in the weeds. Really focus on talking to people about the end results that they want. People love talking about that. For example, I love, if I'm going to talk about like SEO in our world, SEO, search engine optimization, I'm not going to talk to someone about, well, you log into your Ahrefs and you look at your domain rating and you look at your website rating and you look at the number of backlinks, yada, yada, yada. That's deep in the weeds. And most people don't need to know that. Most people need to know, do they rank on page 3, page 2, or page 1, and what we're doing to get them there, what we did last week, and what we're going to do next week. Just don't get too deep in the weeds, especially if you work in a very technical field like I do. You have to be flexible and nimble, okay? And another thing I want you to be flexible and nimble about, which obviously our platform offers, is be willing to move fast. So you're going to get clients that are going to get on your prospect list that you're going to have to nurture over time. Okay. I've got, I have a client right now who I met a year ago and we've been texting on and off for a year and she finally became a client. And over the years, I've had different clients like that have either followed me on social media or they've been personal friends for years and they will eventually become a paying client. So you have to, where was I going with it? Oh, but on the flip side, every now and then you're going to meet somebody. Again, this is mainly for a service-based business. Every now and then you're going to meet somebody who is a fast actor. And you could be in an elevator with someone. You could be walking down the street. You could be at a restaurant with someone. Someone could overhear me, for example. Someone could overhear me and say, "Hey, I hear that you do marketing. I need a marketing guy like right now. What's your rate?" I give him our agency rate. He may come back and say, "Send me an order form. I'm ready to get started." Or send me a contract. I'm ready to get started. I have to be flexible enough to make sure I can act fast because that person is in a hot buying mood. Okay, so I have some ways and I save some bookmarks on my phone to where I can give them to someone and say, "Hey, here you go. Fill this out. This will kick off our whole process. It'll send you a contract to sign. After the contract is signed, it'll send you an order form and we can get to work." Make sure you are that flexible, okay, where you can act really, really fast. When someone's in a hot buying mood and they want to give you money, I'm a capitalist at heart, man. I want to take people's money and I want to take it fast if they're in the mood to give it to me. I want you to be working on your lead generation constantly. That's an area where I have definitely failed. I want you to have multiple ways to communicate with people, okay? Text message, WhatsApp, and email are the big 3. And an easy way for people to book time with you. And obviously our platform allows that right there. Okay, so that's kind of the boring, geeky, nerdy business stuff that was on my agenda to talk about with you today. A couple of things I do want to share with you before we wrap up today. So I was going to keep today's show, pretty short, so you can watch this real quick and get on with your day. Number 1, my bracelets. I get questions on my bracelets, and I have a bunch of these. I have hundreds of these. I'm not going to lie, got them overseas at a really good rate, and I give these away constantly. But if you're not anywhere near me in Oklahoma City and you want me to mail you some, they say, just so you know, they say, stop doing nothing on one side. Come on, camera, do your thing. There we go. I think I have to go where the camera here has a sensor that I have to make sure I'm lined up to get it to autofocus. So I think it's more over towards this. Is it towards this side? So it says this side. There we go. I think it's on that side. It's on stop doing nothing on one side, and then done is better than perfect on the other side over here. 10 of these, $10, okay? $10 plus, plus whatever shipping it is. And who knows? I may overpack. What happens? I might throw in 10, 15 for $10. I'm not a very good counter, so who knows? But that plus shipping, if these are of interest to you, text me at the number on the screen, 405-217-4752, and I would love to get some of these to you. And I don't sell them individually. I sell them in batches of 10 because you are going to lose them, but I also want you to be able to give them away. And I want you to be able to give away 9 of them, and then you come back and you text me again, and I send you 10 more. These are just good reminders. These are just really good reminders. So I've got the Apple Watch over here. My rings are doing very well today. Where are my Apple fans at? Anyone else live and die by their Apple Watch? This is one of the first things I put on this morning, even before my clothes, and it helps me keep track, obviously, of my rings. And if you're genuinely curious, that's where I'm a ring guy, and that's where my rings are today. Okay, So I've been up and moving early. I do an early morning walk there, and I like the fact that it lets me close the exercise ring pretty fast, and then the move ring is almost closed. And that was started about 5:30, 5:45 this morning. So, but I usually have the Apple. My whole point was I have the Apple Watch on there, and then I try to, just as a daily reminder, keep the wristband, the rubber wristband, over here. Yeah, I had one since the original Apple Watch. Wow. Which watch are you up to now, Stephen? I'm kind of curious. I am a couple of generations behind. I went and looked at the Ultra, and the cost of the value of it wasn't really there for me yet. But the thing is a massive beast, and I already buy the biggest one here. So this is like the 44 millimeter one, and so I will end up with an Apple Watch Ultra at some point, just because it was big and displayed a lot of information. I'm not going deep sea diving. I'm not skydiving anytime soon, so I may not need those features. But I tried it on. It was pretty cool, but at the time, it just wasn't very cost effective for me. So I've got, like I said, a couple generations behind here, but I absolutely love it. Apple's got me. We're talking Apple. I have Apple everything. And I don't have, no, I take that back. I don't have the Apple headset, the Apple Vision, I think it's called headset. But obviously, I've got a MacBook, iPad, phone, watch, pencil. I drank that Apple Kool-Aid a long time ago. It's very expensive Kool-Aid, but it's very yummy Kool-Aid too. So what did Steven here say? He says, Ultra 2, the Series 5, I went out and I went 2 months without a watch. That must have been painful, man. 2 months without an Apple Watch? Homie couldn't do that. This, like I said, it's one of the first things I put on in the morning to get my first movement in. And what's funny is I noticed yesterday I woke up a little bit early, like 4:55. My alarm's 5 o'clock. I woke up at 4:55, 4:56, and I thought, if I get up really quick and I go get my watch, I can sneak in an extra minute here before 5 o'clock. And so I did that. I got in, went and got my water. I got up. Sometimes I'll shake my wrist a lot because it helps the accelerometer, register that first minute. But I was able to sneak in an extra minute in the morning there. I cheated. Let's see, what else did Steven say here. I changed the orange button to a flashlight, and that lights up the bedroom just enough at night while the wife is sleeping so it doesn't wake her. Very cool, man. Very cool. Yeah, I know there's some people that even wear these like at night, or some people have two watches and they alternate, one charging from the one that's actually on their wrist. I've tried wearing it at night. I mean, I don't see any real benefit for it. It was giving me some sweet sleep quality information, but for the most part, I can get a pretty decent sleep. So, last thing I do before I go to bed is put that on the charger, and then when I wake up in the morning, it is the first thing that goes on my wrist, even before. Well, obviously, I get up and I walk first thing, so it has to go on my wrist. But yeah, that's and by the way, if you use a different platform to measure your movement, I'm perfectly okay with that. So shout out to my Fitbit friends, shout out to my Galaxy Watch people friends who have the same thing. I just think it's really cool. Number one, to be able to have a lot of useful information on your wrist, but number two, I just think it helps us be a little bit more motivated, a little bit more aware of what we're doing when it comes to movement and fitness and exercise. And that's the reason I do it. I don't, I'm not trying to set any goals here. I am on a move streak right now. I think like a 2 or 3 week move streak, which is really good and I'm really proud of. But it's just a good thing, and I like being able to measure it, and it keeps me conscious and it keeps me aware, because I'm always, paying really close attention to my fitness, and I want to make sure I'm always excelling in that area. Hey, like I mentioned before, we're getting ready to wrap up here. This is what I need out of you, okay? If you are not yet following me on Facebook or YouTube, YouTube is my biggest one. Hop over to YouTube, Patrick, where I am also live right now, and subscribe. Feel free to subscribe on Twitch. I have to admit, I don't even get on Twitch myself that much, but I do every now and then. Number one, to watch people play. What is the, oh, goodness, what is it? Age of Empires. So I'll get on Twitch to watch Age of Empires. Thanks, Stephen. I enjoy the monthly challenges the Apple Fitness gives you to get a medal. I sometimes I accomplish a monthly challenge with what I've been trying. So I don't pay too close attention to those, but I do like them when I happen to see one and say, oh, hey, I knocked one out there. So anyways, I digress. Subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn now that I know I'm going live there. Plus, it's not bad to have more LinkedIn connections anyways, right? But yeah, just help me with the show, share it. And like I said, I'm behind in converting these into podcasts. So that's something I need to get back in the regular habit of. But you know what? Let's wrap this up and get you on your way Friday. I know each of you have given 40 minutes of your time to watch me live, and I really do appreciate it. Some of you may be kicking your feet up in a cool hotel in Naples, drinking your coffee, watching a beautiful, beautiful sunrise off the Naples, off the Naples coast over there. Some of you are over in the UK, and some of you are probably right down the street from me in Oklahoma City. I really do appreciate every single one of you watching and participating. I'm going to go out, try to avoid the coffee today if I can, and have a great, great day. My company pipeline is full. I'm going to shake the trees and hopefully close some new business. Hopefully clean out my email inbox. This weekend, like I said, I'm doing, if you're in Oklahoma City and you want to rock with me, connect with me, either text me at the business number or, or, or you just DM me, and you know what, we'll connect, and I'll probably put on like a 15-pound weighted vest. And what's the YouTube name? Oh, it should be youtube.com/Patrick Allman. Thank you, Ryan. It should be just youtube.com/Patrick Allman. Yeah, that's all it is, with two L's. The one L might throw you off, but two L's. Patrick Allman. Thank you, Ryan, for reminding me. And Ryan, what's yours also? Because I want people to go over and check out Ryan's also, because he does some really, like, he's a CFI. He's a corporate pilot, man. Now, so he's got all kinds of cool ratings. His basic pilot baby rating, which is what I have. His instrument rating. He's a flight instructor. The other day I was texting Ryan, and he's freaking texting me back while he's 40, 50,000 feet in the air. This guy is a ballin'. So you want to make sure you go over and subscribe to his YouTube channel also. He's just a nice guy. Personally spending time with him, he's a nice guy. He's got a great wife, and he's got a great life. He really does. So you may want to make sure you subscribe to his YouTube channel. But of course, subscribe to both of our YouTube channels. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ryan, we talked about in DM, I'm going to try and get, when Ryan has a point where he's settled down, has a good internet connection, I will get him on the show. I have to do an upgrade. I'm using Ecamm to do this live stream, and there's an upgrade I have to apply to it, but then I can start pulling in people for like side-by-side interviews. So it would be, some people do those things via Zoom. I don't want to do them via Zoom. I want to do them via Ecamm, because I can make them a lot fancier. So yeah, we'll get Ryan on the show. There's some other guests I have lined up. Robert Kennedy III, a buddy of mine, he also has his own live stream. He chimed in the other day. I want to get him on there. And if you think you've got something good to say, let me know, and we'll find a good time to get some other people on the show. We can talk about geeky stuff, geeky high-level marketing automation stuff. We can talk about aviation, really, really cool stuff. Starting again, it's Pixels and Planes. There we go. Thank you, Ryan. Pixels and Planes. Man, so it's like basically a nerdy guy who likes planes, which is me. So Ryan and I are brothers from another mother for sure. But go check out his YouTube, Pixels and Planes. Subscribe to his also. Of course, the most important episode you're going to watch in there is the one with Ryan and I. But remember what I said. That episode, which his wife, Hannah, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know why it's stuck in the back of my head, we recorded that in Ryan's hangar. Were we behind? I think we were behind the plane, yeah. Because you obviously back it in. We were behind the plane in Ryan's hangar. Had some really cool lighting. Hannah was the camera woman, and then the plane I flew over was outside the hangar. So that was probably one of the best days in flying I've ever had, outside of getting my actual pilot's license, was flying to be on someone's YouTube channel. And once I tell people that my flying depends on my budget and how things are going. But at some point in time, when the budget is right, I'm gonna do what Ryan does, to kind of combine my love of video work and my love of talking and interviewing people with my love of aviation. And maybe Ryan and I can do something at some point in time where we kind of walk through, and we go out and we do a flight, and we talk to each other, and we interview on a flight. Obviously keeping safety number one. Safety is always paramount in these particular situations. But that would be cool also. There's some cool YouTube channels out there where people mount like the cameras in the cockpit, or from behind the cockpit, or on the wing. I always love the wing shots. That would be something that would be really cool to do. I've actually researched that with the people that I fly with, and they've signed off on it. I just got to get the cameras and make sure everything's approved and get it all mounted. But that would be pretty cool also. So like I said earlier, subscribe, share. Thank you. I am personally going to, where's the applause button? Amazing things. get hyped up on caffeine, do whatever you have to do. Go look up that Superman syndrome I was telling you about in that I read earlier in the show, and like I said, copy that, paste that nearby. I always find that uplifting and motivational. And if you're going to join me on a ruck tomorrow morning, do that. Like I said, DM me and we'll connect and we'll find a way to do that. Other than that, my friends, have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. And if I don't talk to you personally before then, have have a great weekend and subscribe also. And we will see you for the show. Whoops, that's something I didn't do, is I didn't really plug the show itself. I'm doing this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Okay, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Central. So far, I've been able to keep up that schedule. I've got the time block ahead of time to prep for the show, and then do the actual show for somewhere between 30 minutes and an hour. But get that on your schedule if you want to tune in on Monday. I will see you on Monday, my friends. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you soon.